Opportunity employer.
And I believe we are on the air. This is the Faribault Coaches Show, held at Jana's Marketplace every Saturday from 10 to 10:30. I'm Royal Ross with G&H Properties, and I've got my buddy here, Tom Spooner. Tom, how you doing today?
Very good today, Royal. This is the day we've been waiting for.
Yes.
70 degrees, sunny. This is the day.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Have you been following the high school sports and everything?
A little bit.
Just
it's starting
Trump
to get...
trial and the OJ
No.
fiasco.
This is what we've been waiting for. They're starting to gear up. We had 3 weeks where there was kind of in that lull, but we're starting to see some good spring sports starting to happen.
Yeah, almost everybody is in action, which kind of selfishly it makes it hard for us because we can't find kids to talk to because they're all playing or practicing or something on Saturday.
Absolutely.
You know, there's just all kinds of things going on between tennis, track and field. I know the theater is practicing this morning for their play, so I'm still hoping to get somebody out here from the theater just to tell us about the play they have upcoming and find out what they got going up there.
You know, last week we were sitting here and we were talking about we were going to have try to get some tennis kids on, but they had a match that morning.
Yeah.
Well, if you remember last Saturday when we walked out of here, do you remember how windy it was last Saturday?
I have that written down in my tennis notes right here.
We'll get to that in a a bit here, I
have the windy conditions noted
windy
in my
conditions
tennis
report coming out.
Yeah, really. So, folks, if you haven't had breakfast yet, or if you are gearing up for lunch, or just a brunch, as they say, the combination of breakfast and lunch, come on down to Jana's Marketplace. Excellent food. They've got a hot menu. They've got cold sandwiches. They've got prepackaged delicious meals that you can take home or to the office, throw in the microwave and heat up. So, folks, come on down. If you haven't been to Jana's lately, stop down. Try your menu items out. You know, chicken strips, hamburgers, cheeseburgers. My favorite, the beef Philly. But then you also have the breakfast items, the eggs, the toast, the hash browns. Best hash browns, I think, anywhere. I mean,
anyway, they are
I don't know what their magic is, but the hash browns here have always been good. Just top notch.
That they have.
Yep. So, and, don't forget their meaty hash browns. With like 4 different meats and cheese. It's tasty stuff. So come on down, folks, and for those of you that are worried about your beach bodies, grab a salad. She's got some great salads here. They make their ranch dressing homemade right here in the store. So come on down, folks, to Jana's Marketplace. Well, let's talk a little bit of high school activities. We're going to start out talking about DECA. Almost every year we have DECA come out and talk to us about once or twice a year. I think we've had them once this year, and I'm sure they'll come back again and give us a wrap up. But DECA is a pretty cool thing, and again, that's the education component where they help prepare kids. Well, here's their mission. We prepare, or at least their tagline, we prepare emerging leaders and entrepreneurs for college and careers. So they do a lot of competitions in business, role playing, and things like that. So they competed at the Minnesota State Career Development Conference. Over 2,600 of Minnesota's best DECA members. 2,600 DECA members in Minnesota. To me, that sounds outstanding. And when I read it, I kind of wanted to Google, well, how many basketball players do we have statewide? How many football players? How many hockey players? 2,600 sounds like a lot to me, but what do you think?
I think that's a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah. The Faribault team enjoyed great success, and they really excelled in a lot of the role playing, the exams, and the written projects. After the preliminary round, Faribault advanced 13 out of 30 members that attended the conference. So they took 30 competitors here, and almost half of them advanced. I mean, we have a traditionally strong DECA program, so it's not surprising, but I think that's definitely something to be proud of.
Absolutely.
So, the results, Faribault won 3 exam medals, made the state finals in 11 events, and brought home medals in all kinds of various events. I mean, there's just a ton of them to read. But those moving on now will compete at the International Career Development Conference in late April. So that's when they go to the international, and it's usually in some faraway state. I want to say last year or so it was in Atlanta or something like that, but it's usually somewhere far away, and I'm not sure where it's at right now. But some of the outstanding accomplishments: Joel Steinberg, Virtual Business Restaurant, Anna DeMars, Principles of Hospitality and Tourism, J.C. Frank, May Tinglia, I hope I pronounced that properly, or at least closely May. Hannah Peterson and Lexi Berger in the school-based enterprise competitions. And Miller Moniz, Aubrey Filan, and Jillia Huberty will compete in the Leadership Academy. Now, there is just a plethora of state finalists, so I'm just going to run through it, and I hope people's eyes don't glaze over, but we got to show some love to the outstanding kids that did so great in this. But like I said, Joy Steinberg, Financial Consulting, 9th place, mentioned him earlier. Joy Steinberg and Jillian Huberty. Financial Literacy Project, 11th place, Jillian Huberty. Apparel and Accessories Marketing, 11th place. Kaylee Bertram, Entry Level Interview, 12th place. Anna DeMars, Principles of Hospitality and Tourism, for 5th place. J.C. Frank and May Tinglia, Sales Project, 8th place. Addie Bauer and Neil Gibbs, Career Development Project, 7th place. Miller Munoz and Aubrey Filan, Gold Chapter Project, 6th place. J.C. Frank and May Tinglia, School-Based Enterprise Food Service. School-Based Enterprise Food Service. Interesting. 8th place for them. Hannah Peterson and Lexi Berger, School-Based Enterprise Retail Service, 5th place. Preston Berger, Accounting Applications, 7th place. Joy Steinberg and Preston Berger, top 25 finance exam medalists. And Anna DeMars, Business Administration, top 25 exam medalists. I mean, you talk about a field across the business spectrum, and they really do prepare emerging leaders and entrepreneurs for college and careers, don't they, Tom?
I think that's incredible, the amount of kids you just read off. And this is they deserve some more publicity, I think, than they get at times.
Yeah.
No, they're not exactly on the front page of the paper, but these kids deserve credit, boy.
Absolutely. They should be on the front page.
2,600 kids in the state of Minnesota. I think that's incredible.
I know. I can't believe it. I've got to Google it and see how that compares to participation in other high school activities.
Well, I was just doing some, quick math in my head here. You think about it. A typical sports team has about 20 kids on it. That would be 130 high schools across the state of Minnesota.
In any one given sport.
In any one given sport.
Yeah.
So you wonder how many kids are on DECA here. You know.
No, exactly. You're exactly right. The other thing that we have coming up, May 3rd, is the 90th annual Big Nine Music Festival. And I definitely want to talk to the leaders of those programs, because this is a phenomenal event. It's just amazing. There's band, choir, and orchestra performances from about 12 different schools. And on May 3rd, they start at 8:15 in the morning and they go through 2:45 in the afternoon. And each of those 12 schools has a performance in those three categories: band, choir, orchestra. So you could literally go and listen to band for 1/2 hour and then go to the orchestra and then come back to the choir, or you can just listen to all the band, whatever you'd like to do. But that's very cool. And the Faribault schedule, if you're just interested in the local band, they perform at 8:15 a.m. Orchestra performs at 10:15 a.m. and choir at 1:15 in the afternoon. So you can make a day out of this.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
It is a very, very big deal, and it'll bring a lot of people to town.
And from my understanding, you have done some research on this. I believe this is the longest running band competition in the state of Minnesota. Isn't this like the 90th?
90th, yes. 90th annual.
Yeah.
Yep, 90th annual. So it is. And you think about that now. 2024. 1934, they started this bad boy.
Yeah.
Band, I mean, that is so cool that, you know, and you don't, I don't know, maybe I'm just naive or something, but I don't think about high schools in 1934 having band and choir and stuff.
Just think of the travel back then to get the orchestra and the band and everybody from Rochester to Faribault to compete.
I mean, what they were traveling, what, covered wagons back then?
Hell, I wouldn't say covered wagons, well, but I think school buses were not as nice as they are today.
But it kind of sounds like we have a lady in the audience that has some experience with this.
That's right.
Come.
Step up
here. Who is this lady?
This happens to be my better half. Jane Spooner's here in the crowd today.
Master Gardener Jane
Spooner.
And you participated in the Big Nine?
I am a 1976 graduate of
okay,
Faribault
let's see how old does that make her, folks? Go ahead and figure this out.
Well, okay, I'm 66. You know, age is just a number, all right.
And so you look 46.
So thank you so much. But so I had the opportunity to participate for a couple of years when I was a junior and senior in high school, because you usually do that with your varsity band and choir. So, and our last year, our senior year, was actually in Rochester. So yes, we rode by bus. It was a school bus. It was not a chartered bus, but it's really quite phenomenal. And then at the end, they used to do like a mass choir production where all the choirs came together at the end in the evening to perform. So I'm sure it's changed over the years, but it's quite amazing. At that time, there were actually only 9 schools in the Big Nine.
Yeah, the Big Nine now has 12. I mean,
12 members.
What did you participate in?
I was in choir. I was a second soprano, and I also played flute in the band. So
okay, so 2 out of the 3.
2 out of the 3. So,
and it's not a competition, is it?
No, it's just a way to showcase. Yeah. Basically, there's no competition or anything, and there's not at that time there was never an award for the best band or the best choir or the best orchestra, but it was just another way. At that time, band, choir, orchestra, they were not given letters like they are now, through like the Minnesota State High School League. Yeah. But I participated in band and choir, from junior high on. So
cool. Very cool.
It was a fun experience. So and still I love music today because of it. So
any chance you'll go and be dragging this old guy with you to the Big Nine Music Festival?
Yeah. Well, there's a story that he tells everybody that he joined the choir, and the choir director was so impressed that he thought maybe Tom should join the band. So he went and joined the band, and the band was so impressed with his skills that he perhaps should join the hockey team. The hockey team was so impressed with his talents that he said he should go join the choir.
So truly, they weren't very impressed.
Tom, I'm seeing something circular here.
They were trying to pass the buck and move me along.
I'm seeing something circular here.
I was not a talented young man.
No. Nor was I. So I make fun of you, but in good light.
But you pole vaulted. I remember that. I'll never forget that.
5th grade, Jefferson Elementary School pole vaulter. Yeah, that's me. Probably got a ribbon for it somewhere around
3
here.
feet.
But yeah, I don't know what it was, but it wasn't much, I'm sure. So, what else do we... I know the boys' tennis team is in action today. They've got a triangular at home today. 9 o'clock, they play Northfield, so that's probably just going on or maybe finishing up now. And then at 1 o'clock, they play Rochester Century. And then, of course, the middle match there is Northfield versus Rochester Century. So, the tennis team got off to a really good start this year. They won their first match. I believe it was against Farmington, maybe. I don't remember for sure, but they did win.
I believe it was.
And then they had a little trouble last Saturday. They went to a triangular in Owatonna. And Tom, we were joking around before the show started. And when we walked out of here last Saturday, we recognized how windy it was.
Yeah.
Well, that wind doesn't do tennis players much good.
No, it was difficult.
Yeah, and it was just horrible conditions, I guess, for the wind. It wasn't cold or anything like that, but it was just windy. So last Saturday they did struggle a little bit. Austin won 6-1 and Owatonna won 5-2. But a couple outstanding highlights here. Number 2 and co-captain Carson Kramer, he went 2-0 last Saturday. And number 1 and co-captain Brandon Petrushka went 1-1.
Good.
So our top 2 singles guys both did good. And for those of you keeping track at home now, I think at this point, Carson Kramer, as of last Saturday, would have been 3-0, undefeated for the season. And then on Monday, they went to Waseca for a rescheduled match. They had a match that was canceled due to weather. I think it was rain, if I remember correctly. And Brandon Petrushka and Carson Kramer both won there. So now Carson is 4-0. So
Great.
Good job, Carson. However, Tuesday they went to Mankato East, fell 5-2 to Mankato East. Nelson Landero Ortiz, number 3 singles, he pulled out a victory. And then Colin Haves and Miles Leppold, number 2 doubles, they pulled out a victory. Carson barely lost.
Really?
He lost, and Carson, you're a good kid. So, third set tiebreak, and I think it was either 12-10 or 14-12 in the third.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah, and both sets were like 7-6 or 7-5. So Carson split the first 2 sets with him, and then the way the third set tiebreak works in high school tennis is it's the first one to 10 points, but you got to win by 2. So hence how they could win either 10 or 12-10 or 14-12, but it went into a little bit of overtime there and just missed out on it. So, but Carson's having a great year, and I know his parents real well, so I think we'll be able to get Carson in here.
Good.
He'll be a talker for us, I think.
Good deal.
But yeah, if you're not doing anything today, folks, it is an absolutely beautiful day out there. So go down to the courts at Faribault High School, and like I said, right now going on Faribault versus Northfield, and then right after that match, Rochester Century will play Northfield, and then at 1 o'clock, Faribault will play Rochester Century. So hopefully we can, get a win or 2 out of this.
Perfect weather today. It's a
Yes.
little breezy, but it's very nice outside.
Yep, awesome, beautiful day outside. Boys golf, they were in action Monday. They had they were home against Rochester Mayo. Mayo did end up beating the Falcons 312 to 326. Now, of course, in golf, the low score wins, so that's why 312 is better than 326. But Mayo is just a tough opponent. They have one of the best teams in the Big Nine, so not too surprising. You much of a golfer?
Oh, you bet. Not very good.
Okay, that's where I was. I was a little surprised when you said that.
They got a couple kids on. I believe Oliver Linneman is senior this year, and I think this is his first year actually playing.
Yeah, I got him mentioned here. Yes, you are correct.
Yeah, so that's he's a heck of an athlete.
Yes, he is.
Man.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that he can golf.
Yeah, he'll do good, I'm sure.
A lot of hand-eye coordination in that kid. Logan Peruka, he led the Falcons with a 79. Par out at the Faribault Golf Club is 72. So he's only 7 over. So that's a heck of a good score for Logan Petruka at 79. Parker Morrow shot an 80 right behind him. And then here's your man, Oliver Linneman, first-year golfer, like you said. And I'm sure it's not his first year as a golfer, but first year on the golf team. He shot an 83. I've never shot an 83 in my life.
And me neither. Yeah.
And then sophomore Leighton Anderson shot an 84. Ethan Amundsen shot a 92, and Micah Lenway shot 101. I do so much worse than those kids.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's windy, rainy, or if it's a beautiful sunshiny day. I can golf. I can hit the ball. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, and I can see that group there coming together here in next month or so and really playing some good golf.
Yeah, because they've got some good players. And
Logan Peruka can get it around the course pretty good. He's a good player.
All right. Girls softball. They fell to Mankato West on Thursday in a 3-2 walk-off in the 7th inning. So basically what a walk-off means for those of you out there in Sportsland, the team, they're probably tied, or the home team is behind. The home team bats last in the inning, and so they come up in the bottom of the last inning, which I think this would 7 inning game. So Mankato West came up to bat in the bottom of the 7th, somewhere either tied or behind, and they got a walk-off, which means they scored at least enough runs to best the Faribault Falcons, and they won 3-2. That Riley Sitzema pitched all 6 1/3 innings, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 unearned runs. So what do unearned runs tell you, Tom?
Yeah, they had a few errors.
There's some errors out there, yeah. And
we clean those up, and that would be a good thing.
Yep. So.
But 8 strikeouts, that's...
Yeah. I think
it's an average of setting one down, 1 per inning. I think a manager, a coach would be very happy with that.
Very happy with that, yeah. I wonder if Michaela Armbruster comes back and gives her some tips or something. You'd be the right person to give tips.
I would take any advice when it comes to softball from Michaela.
From Michaela, yeah. Fine, outstanding softball player. And then Faribault Baseball, which is a co-op team with BA, they played Mankato West this week. Mankato West, I don't even want to say the score. Let's just say that Mankato West won. Faribault only got 1 hit, and that was by Josh Conniff. He singled in the 5th inning. So, needless to say, it wasn't a great game. I did talk to Coach Charlie from the baseball team, and they are playing in action right now. So I think we will be able to get some baseball talent or coaches or both out here sometime. So Charlie's a great guy. I've known him for quite a while, and he's always willing to talk baseball. Whether
he sure is.
High school baseball or the Lakers. He's very involved with the Lakers and everything. So great guy, Charlie there. So there's all kinds of things that are in action today. And I know there's all kinds of events in action on Thursday, but do you think I could find any results? Ever since this internet came out and all the local reporters went away.
Yeah, that's right.
These people that say you can find out a lot more local information on the internet is just flat out wrong, because I can't find a single track and field event. I can't find a sports score for softball. It's, maybe I just don't know where to look, but I think I'm pretty good. Google.
You get good results.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty good. But
the internet isn't so fast, man, as we think, I guess.
Well, fast or accurate or anything else, but, But we do have a lot of things. So next Saturday, then, we'll probably end up talking about some events from this Thursday night. But, we got to give credit where credit is due and everything. And I do know that we just don't have the information for a lot of these activities. So we'll catch up eventually, folks. In other big news, I got a message from Paul Hansen, and I think program manager extraordinaire, program director extraordinaire at KDHL, and they now have all of our coaches' shows up on the app. So you can go back and listen to it, and I have a feeling the FCC is probably reviewing them.
Yes, I'm sure.
FCC is probably reviewing them to see who these two clowns are, but, that's okay. Bring on the FCC. They're the feds. We're not scared of feds.
No.
We're local government.
You can go back and correct all the errors we talked about over the last 2 months.
Yeah, there you go. And feel free to criticize us, I love criticism. I hear from my wife all the time.
That's right.
Hi, honey. Love you. So, we're going to have all kinds of good stuff. Your granddaughter's here. Does she want to say hi to the radio people? No. There's only like 3 listening. Unless you talk, and then there's a million listening. No. She's nodding her head pretty fast there. Or shaking her head pretty fast.
Yeah, she's shaking.
Nodding would be the other direction. She's shaking. Definitely shaking.
She is quite a little middle infielder for the Faribault Fury U10.
Nice.
Softball team.
Middle infielder, which would be second and short?
Second and short, and she's... They just had their first couple practices this week, so it's kind of fun to get out and watch the kids these days.
When's their first game?
I don't have a schedule. I don't think they've solidified the full schedule yet.
Okay. All right, well, we'll have to get her back here after she makes some amazing diving plays and throw outs at first base and everything, and we'll get her back here to talk to us yet, Why not? I'm sure there's going to be lots of tennis to talk about next week, baseball, softball. Like I said, everything is in full bloom right now as far as high school activities. And it doesn't matter inside the school, outside the school. Like I said, band, choir, theater. They got, there's just all kinds of things. DECA. I bet robotics is probably going on. I still have yet to talk to a robotics person, and I've always wanted to.
And it's amazing, excuse me, this time of year, how fast it goes. Monday's already going to be April 15th. Just remember, your taxes are due, by the way. And you got a short season here. It'll be middle of May before we know it, and some of these sports are going to start to wrap up.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And like Tom said, tax season, April 15th, taxes are due. So, folks, don't forget to file your extension.
That's right.
You'll still have to pay some penalties and interest and stuff like that, but it's better than not paying it. And as your financial consultant, if you can only pay federal or state, always pay your state taxes, because they come after you a lot harder than the feds do. So, not that I'm speaking from personal experience or anything, but just make sure you pay your state taxes. So, Tom, we've got just a couple of minutes left here. I think you're going to be taking a vacation on me, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I got actually work-related. This is no vacation.
What?
This is work-related the next 2 weeks.
Wow. Next 2 weeks, Tom's going to be off. I'm going to drag somebody else in here to help me, I'm sure. And we'll get some coaches or athletes, hopefully, if they have a Saturday morning free. But that's the tough part, is to find somebody that is not in action on a Saturday morning and is willing to drag themselves out of bed at the early crack of 9:30.
It's easy to come down and talk sports for half an hour.
It really is, because just all activities.
Yep.
This is a pretty easy gig, and we really enjoy talking about all the high school and youth activities.
I'm sure one of us is going to hunker into the couch and watch the Masters all day today and tomorrow. Oh,
yes, definitely. Yep, we will be watching the Masters. Yep.
Good weekend.
Third round is today on the Masters, and then final round, of course, is tomorrow. So, once again, I'm Royal Ross with G&H Properties. G&H is located right in beautiful downtown Faribault, across the street from the post office in the Depot Square building. Full-service real estate company with divisions for sales and leasing of residential and commercial property, and then association management for townhome associations, condo associations, and property management for residential rental, and i.e. We manage the property for investors that like to own residential rentals, apartments, and so on. So if you need a full-service real estate firm here local, give us a call. Every one of our employees is local. They're from this area. We've got a big footprint from Bloomington down to Winona over to Madison Lake. So we've got a big footprint. So we can definitely help you out in any of your real estate needs. So, Tom, thank you very much for coming down, and I understand you'll be gone the next 2 weeks, and I will be sad, and I will miss you, but
I will try and tune it in on the radio at work.
I will persevere and get through it, I'm sure.
Yes.
So thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate it. This has been the Faribault Coaches Show. Once again, we're here every Saturday at Jana's Marketplace. Come on down, grab a salad, grab a freshly made meal to go and heat up at the office or home, or just sit down and enjoy a hot meal here of pancakes or waffles, cheeseburger.
There's always somebody to talk to. So
Yeah, that is true. And right now they're hopping. I can see how full Jana's is right now, and it's hopping. So once again, thank you very much for listening to the Faribault Coaches Show. Royal Ross, Tom Spooner. We're going to be signing off here in just mere seconds, because, they have this thing timed pretty well. So thanks again, everybody.
All the latest